Hello and welcome to the Metal Roofing Learning Channel. I'm Paul Rubio, one of the owners of Western States Metal Roofing, and the question we get asked more than any other question is, how much does a metal roof cost? That's a really complicated question because there's so many variables involved. So the goal of this video is really just to give you a ballpark cost, something that's a good starting point for you to determine whether a metal roof is right or not right for you.
This is the Metal Roofing Learning Channel, brought to you by Western States Metal Roofing. With over 110 different colors and finishes to choose from, download a free color catalog today.
So in this video, we're going to break out the cost of the materials. We're going to talk about the cost of the labor and factors that could affect the price of your job. So here's a short answer to a very complicated question. A standing seam roof will cost you about $10 to $16 per square foot, including materials, accessories, and labor. An exposed fastener roof, such as a corrugated, an R panel, something of that nature, is going to cost you $7 to $12 a square foot all in. Standing seam is the most common type of metal roofing. 24 gauge is the most common gauge, and normally you see that in what they call a PVDF or Kynar paint system. This price here is based on an 18-inch wide panel. A ballpark price for the standing seam panels only. Now this does not include any of the accessories like trim or flashing or clips or screws, but a ballpark price for the panels alone would be $3 to $4 a square foot. Now this is based on an 18-inch wide panel by any length. Now 18-inch is our most common size, and you could go narrower, but just keep in mind, when you reduce the width of the panel, it increases the cost of the panel. There are also some other factors. We sell some specialty paint systems, things that need to be painted multiple times, items that look like rust or copper. All of these specialty paint systems will add money to the cost versus a standard color like a black, a red, or white, etc. Exposed fastener panels, such as a corrugated or an R panel, would cost quite a bit less versus a standing seam panel, both on material and in labor. If you wanted to go on the less expensive side of things, that would be a lesser gauge in a lesser paint system, and that would be a 26 gauge SMP. That would run you about $1.50 to $2.50 a square foot. The better version of this would be a heavier gauge, as in 24 gauge in a better paint system. That would run you $2.50 to $3.50 a square foot, and that's panels only. That excludes trim and fasteners. Installation cost. Every installation job is completely different. Some are way more difficult than others. What makes a difficult installation? Changes in elevation, valleys, irregular shapes, steep pitches. It's an endless list of factors that can really increase the cost of your job versus a simple job that just has a gable, eave, and a ridge. In addition, labor costs really do vary quite a bit by region. As a ballpark estimate, labor should cost about half the overall price of your roof, and that's why it's so important to get at least 2 bids. So the next significant cost when you have a metal roof are the accessories. Every job is going to require trim, it's going to require underlayment, and it's going to require fasteners. Every roof is different and no 2 roofs are the same. There can be a huge difference in the amount of trim that's required on one roof versus the other roof. Also, any roof that's installed over plywood will require a nice underlayment. We recommend a nice synthetic underlayment such as shark skin or shark skin SA. Underlayments come 2 ways. They're either adhesive or non-adhesive. The vast majority of what we sell is adhesive. Either are great. The main thing is you want to just use a quality synthetic underlayment. A non-adhesive underlayment is going to run you 40 or 50 cents a square foot, and a self-adhesive underlayment is going to run you 60 or 70 cents per square foot. Trim and fasteners are a big portion of your budget, and again, some jobs require a lot more trim than other jobs, so if you're looking for a ballpark guess, on a standing seam job, I would say that trim and fasteners and clips could run up to about 50% of your budget. So for example, if you had $15,000 worth of standing seam panels, it wouldn't be uncommon to have about $7,500 worth of trim and fasteners for that same job. And on an exposed fastener job, that number is more like 25 to 35% of the budget. There's one instance where these ballpark numbers will be completely irrelevant, and that's small jobs. A typical residential install is probably 2,000 to 5,000 square feet. If you're talking about an accent on a roof, say you have a small job that's 300 square feet, 500 square feet, maybe 1,000 square feet, these prices could double, triple, quadruple. I mean, contractors do not like small jobs. The flip side of that is a commercial project that's significantly larger than 50 squares. It would be common to see the price of that be on the low side of this range. So if you've decided a metal roof is right for you, your next step is to find a qualified installer. If you're looking for the perfect color for your metal roof, check out our website. We have more colors than anybody in the industry, over 100 colors. We also have a ton of tools that'll make your life easy. We have color visualizers. We have 3D textures that you can drop into 3D rendering software, and we're able to send you out samples.